Alright, for this video I'm going to make a snout for this plaster mask. By the end of it, it'll be prepared in a way so that the snout could look a little bit like the mask that you see here. The first thing I need to do is prepare the edges of this. The sides are very rough and ragged. I want to cut some of that off. Don't cut the whole thing off. If you cut the whole thing off, there will be no surface for glue to stick to when you eventually glue it to a board or a main or some other piece of railroad board that we're going to be using later. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'll throw all these out later. Now the materials that I need for this whole job are of course the scissors. This is to put the CelluClay on, water, and I'm going to use this little carving tool later. So this is the CelluClay. When working with CelluClay, it's important that your hands are wet. That's what the water's for. Otherwise, you'll find is the CelluClay sticks to your hands really badly, and it can be. So I'll take a chunk like that, and in order to make that snout, there's 4 parts: the whisker pad, which has 2 spheres, a chin, and a nose. So I'll start with the whisker pads. I'm going to take a chunk. And if you're making an animal like a bear, your whisker pads need to be pretty big. Bears have really big snouts. If you're making an animal like a rabbit, you should make them small. Rabbits have very little snouts. So I'm going to make these spheres, and I want them to be about the same size. From what I can tell here, this one's bigger. I'm going to add a little bit to this one. Alright, they look about the same, a little bit more. Alright, now I'm going to take these 2 spheres, and I'm going to put them right under this nose. What I'm going for is I want the slope of that nose to appear as if it's turning into a snout. So I don't want to put it right on top, I want to put it right below. Make sure they're even, make sure they're touching. I don't want to destroy that line in the middle. My hands are drying out, so I add a little more water. Now I'm going to make the chin. Here. Stick that right here underneath those whisker pads. I don't want it to just look like a ball. I want it to appear like that chin is attached, so I'm going to smooth it on here. Alright, now I need the nose. I'm going to take a chunk. Now I don't want this nose to simply be a sphere. It would look too much like a clown nose. Instead, what I want is that look of a cat, where their nose is kind of flat on top. So I'm going to roll this into an ellipsoid, kind of like the shape of a Tic Tac or a jelly bean. I'm looking at that. I think mine's a little too big. I'm going to remove a little bit. There we go. I'll put this on here, flatten the top. Now I want to give it some nostrils, so that's I'll just use my pinky. I think that tool is too small. Using my other finger to keep it in place. Alright, I've kind of got these nostrils. You can see there it appears to look a lot like an animal snout. Later I might want to give it whiskers. I would use wire for that, but I need a place to stick them once this is dry. It's much easier to poke these holes when the CelluClay is wet. Once it's dry, we would need a drill. So let's do this now. And that's all.